Hi everyone, Mike here from Bikes by Mike with another cycling related video. Today is bike maintenance day. I'm going to show you how to check and adjust your headset assembly. I'm talking to you here in the basement, but we'll be demoing the procedure in my garage. Okay, let's get to it. In today's video, I'll start off by showing you how to spot a poorly adjusted headset. I'll explain what parts are in play with this fix and what tools you'll require for the job. I'll show you the proper technique for checking if the proper preload is applied to your headset. And lastly, I'll show you how to adjust your headset for the perfect fix. An improperly adjusted headset is one of the most overlooked bike problems. Often it doesn't get noticed until there's significant slack in the headset. And by that time, you will have likely caused damage to your headset bearings, which is too bad since a poorly adjusted headset is something anyone can check for in a matter of seconds using no tools at all. But before I show you how to check and adjust your headset, let me tell you what a poorly adjusted headset feels like while riding. A poorly adjusted headset will make your bike feel sloppy and handle poorly. If the headset is too loose, you'll feel a constant knocking through your bars. And if it's really loose, you'll hear a clanking sound every time you hit a bump. If riding a bike with a suspension fork, it'll make the front end feel dead and unresponsive. Too tight and your bars won't turn freely and you'll wear out headset bearings more quickly. Some bikes rarely require headset adjustment while others are prone to work their way loose. My previous Cannondale Scalpel, for example, required a headset adjustment every couple months. Let's now review the parts that are in play when adjusting the headset and the tools you need for the job. On the top of the stem, you'll find the top cap with a headset preload bolt at its center. This is usually a 5mm Allen key fitting. The preload bolt and top cap apply pressure to the headset bearings that sit within the frame. While hidden from view, one headset bearing is located at the top of the head tube and one at the bottom. You also have a pair of stem steer clamp bolts with each of the bolt heads on opposite sides of the stem. These are usually 4mm Allen key varieties, but also come in 5 and 6mm versions as well. No tools are required to check if proper preload is applied to your headset, but if your headset is out of whack, you'll need 2 sets of tools to complete the adjustment process. First, you'll need Allen keys that match the size of your headset preload bolt and your stem clamp bolts. Next, you'll need a torque wrench with appropriate size Allen key bits. You should not attempt this fix without using a torque wrench. This is especially the case if running a fork with a carbon steer tube, as you run the real risk of cracking your steer tube if you over-tighten the stem bolts. Let's first check to see if the headset is too loose. This is the most likely scenario as headsets loosen over time, not tighten. Place one hand over the area where your crown and lower headset meet. Using your other hand, fully squeeze the front brake lever while rocking the bike back and forth. If your headset is loose, you'll feel movement at this contact point. I also do a double check by feeling if there's movement at the top of the headset assembly. Just like the bottom, place one hand where the dust cover and the upper headset meet. Grab your brake with the other hand and rock the bike back and forth, checking to see if there's movement in the assembly. This is how to check if the headset is too tight. Grab the top tube of the bike and lift the front end off the ground a couple of inches. Check to see if the wheel flops easily from side to side. If it's too tight, the headset will hold the steer in place or slow it down when it flops back and forth. Assuming you've discovered that your headset is either too loose or too tight, it's time to fix it. You'll want to do this adjustment with the bike on the floor, not in a repair stand. Start by loosening both stem clamp bolts with appropriate size Allen key. 1 or 2 turns of each bolt is likely enough. Once the stem is loose, turn the top cap preload bolt clockwise a quarter turn at a time, stopping each time to check to see if it's still loose by placing one hand over the lower headset cup, grabbing the front brake with the other hand, and then rocking the bike back and forth. If the headset is loose, you'll feel movement and possibly hear knocking. Keep tightening the preload 1/4 turn at a time until the headset is no longer loose. When done, verify that you didn't over-tighten the headset by lifting the front end of the bike off the ground, making sure the steer flops back and forth freely without resistance. If your headset is too tight, Follow the exact same process as I showed you, except you'll want to adjust the preload bolt counterclockwise to loosen it, not clockwise. Once the headset is adjusted, you'll need to realign your stem to make sure your handlebar is square to your bike frame. The easiest way to do this is to straddle the top tube and then sight from behind the handlebars. You want the center or end of the stem to be perfectly in line with the center of your front tire. If it's not, tap the front wheel to make small adjustments in alignment, checking your sighting each time. Keep doing this until you're satisfied the stem is perfectly straight. All that is left now is to tighten your steer stem bolts. First, tighten them ever so slightly with your Allen key. You're just looking for soft finger tight here. Finish it off using a torque wrench to tighten the bolts to the manufacturer's specification. Mine requires 6 Newton-meters of force, so that's what I'll tighten them to. Just like with the handlebar stem bolts, you want to slowly bring up the force of each bolt while alternating back and forth between the two bolts before arriving at your desired torque. Working only one bolt at a time can apply unbalanced torque to the steer tube, which can result in incorrect torque readings, or worse, damage your steer tube. And that's it. Your headset is now properly adjusted and your bike is ready to ride. That's all I got for today, folks. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you're not a subscriber to this channel, please subscribe as it allows me to produce more content for all of you. See you next time. Happy rolling.